Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to what I'm hoping is going to be a back to normal life vlog. So this is the first week. It happens to be my birthday week. My birthday is on Friday. But other than that, it is going to be the most normal feeling week that I've had in a long time, since moving, since unpacking, all of those things. The reason I am making this we need to get back to normalcy vlog is because we need to get back to normalcy. And so what we are doing is living a normal few days in my life, getting back into the routine of life. Okay. There is no more major unpacking tasks to do. I'm not entirely sure, outside of a few boxes that are in the garage. I don't think there's really anything left to unpack. I have a few things in my office that I could unpack, I could not unpack. There's no hustle. There's no hurry. We hosted our housewarming party this past weekend. So the house is show ready, which means it's done. We can just sit and enjoy, but that also means we have to get back into the swing of normal life. Regularly working out, tracking my food again, all of those things. And all things considered, I was up a little bit on the scale this morning. That was a little bit alarming, but we've also had a very stressful and heavy weekend, good stress, party stress and party food and all of those things. But up until this last weigh-in, which is probably just residual weekend stuff, I have maintained my 10-pound loss thus far, which is the first time that's ever happened. So I'm hoping that with behaving myself and getting back into the swing of, working out, moving my body, and just being intentional about what I eat. And here's the thing. I haven't been listening to my hunger and fullness as much as I would like to. And that shows. It shows in the fact that it is 11:04 and I'm sitting here trying to convince myself to eat the bar that I have, my True Bar that I have in my bag, or stop at Starbucks for some extra coffee and a breakfast or something. And then as I'm driving by, I'm like, I'm not hungry. I'm literally not hungry. So why would I do that? And that's the headspace I need to get back into for this. So welcome to a few days of my life of getting back into the normal routine. What are we up to now? As you can tell, I am in my car. I'm actually sitting in front of a fitness store because I just picked up, we needed 3 more tiles for our gym floor in order to be able to complete the floor downstairs in a way that doesn't have corners sticking up and things like that. And this is a piece of the camera, by the way. It was too tall. It was too tall with this little extender in it. So I had to take the extender out long enough to be able to film this clip. So I'm there. I just got done getting my car maintained, oil change, rotate, balance, alignment check, because my husband believed I needed alignment. And then when the gentleman behind the desk was like, well, what makes you think you need an alignment? And I was like, because my husband told me to. He goes, okay, we'll check it for you. And my alignment was perfectly in balance. So I saved some money by not having to get an alignment done. Love that for me. Thank you, gentleman behind the counter at my car place. There's a reason we keep coming to this car place instead of going to the Mazda dealer. Anyway, so I've done that. Now I have to go to my P.O. box because I have a couple packages there. I have to make an Amazon return. I have to I think I'm going to go to Costco because we need egg whites and my husband needs breakfast bread. And I want to see if I can get another bag of the cinnamon nuts, the holiday nut blend, because maybe contributing to the fact the scale's up a little bit, I've been plowing through these candied nuts that came in a bag for $9.99. They're so stinking good. They're so good. And I feel even though, yes, they're candied nuts, but I feel it's still better and healthier in terms of food choices than the leftover cookie cake I have in my house or something. So it's been when I need an afternoon sweet, I'll grab a handful of these nuts instead. And oh my gosh, they're so good. And I don't want them to disappear on me. So we're going to go to Costco. I might have to stop at Target. I might not have to stop at Target. I don't actually know whether or not I need it. I might not have to stop at Target. We'll see. Dinner plans this week is leftover Chipotle from us bringing in catering Chipotle for the party. We bought for 20 people. We had, I think, 13 people. But the mistake was I also got some Sam's Club pizzas. I got 2 because long story short, watch the last weekend vlog I posted and it'll probably explain it a little bit better. But long story short, because there was also pizzas there, I was not anticipating people loving the pizzas so much that they would eat like some Chipotle and then have a slice or two of pizza, meaning that people ate less Chipotle. So we bought extra just in case a couple extra people showed up, or if people were very hungry and wanted to take advantage of the free meal, right? We had so much left over that yesterday, Sunday, for small group, I texted people and I was like, if you guys want to come a little bit early, anytime after 5:30 and come and have dinner, we have Chipotle. So 2 people that were at the party on Saturday came early and had dinner. And then one of our friends who didn't make it to the party, but still came for small group, he walked in and I was like, you want some dinner? Help yourself. It's all right there. And so we served 3 more people, including not including my husband and I, Chipotle for dinner again yesterday, and we still have enough that we're going to for sure be able to do today and at least tomorrow and maybe Wednesday. We're going to be able to do Chipotle. And then we have so much rice left that I have a backup plan for the rice, and I might make some of the frozen salmon I have and make salmon bowls because we need to use the rice. And Friday is my birthday. I don't know what we're doing for that. It's going to be super low key because there's nothing I want, y'all. There's nothing. My husband's like, what do you want? What do you want to do? I was like, as long as I eat cake, I don't really care. He's like, do you want to go out? Do you want to stay in? And I'm like, and he's like, that's kind of like, you don't want to go out, do you? I'm like, I'm so indifferent. We're talking about Christmas gifts with like my family, my sisters and everything. And like I have not sent a soul a birthday list, a Christmas list. And I'm usually on this. And I'm like, there's genuinely nothing that I care enough about to even have on a gift list this year. Is this what adult life is like? Like, get me a massage. Get me a massage. Get me a pedicure. Get me a facial. Get me like an experience like that. A spa day. Outside of that, there's nothing that I'd like. There's stuff that would be like nice to have, but there's nothing that I genuinely am like, I want this on my Christmas list. I just bought myself my new tech thing that was too expensive to tell other people to buy me anyway. So that's where we're at with this. So my husband's like, I will make sure you don't have to cook on Friday, and I will make sure you have cake on Friday. Fantastic. That's all I could ask for, really. So that's what the weekend food is looking at, like mostly Chipotle and then maybe some salmon bowls if we need to make salmon bowls and use up the rice. Before I keep rambling on and on, I was so proud that I'm like, oh, look, a little 4-minute intro clip, and now I'm at almost 8 minutes because that's just how I roll. So let's go do the things, get the errands done, have a Monday, and have a week. Welcome. Glad you're here. 12:56. Looking directly at the lens has me looking directly into the sun. So that hurts. So we'll keep this short. I am at Target now. I've gotten the car done, which I talked about already. I've gone to Johnson Fitness, which I've talked about already. And then I proceeded to go to the UPS store, and where I did 3 package pickups to drop off and tried to renew my mailbox, but something was wrong with the system. So hopefully they put that through. So y'all can keep sending things in the mail if you so desire to do so. It's my place for stuff that's not my home address, right? So I did that. And then I went over to Costco, where I went for a whopping 2 things. And I, of course, spent over $100 because I found things that I was like, ooh, this would be nice to have. Ooh, it's okay if I buy this before holiday travel. Ooh, right? You know, you'll get a haul when I get home. And then I went to Goodwill and dropped off the really obnoxious box of donations, including like my Hollis books. I got rid of all of my Rachel and Dave Hollis books, as well as a bunch of other books that just weren't serving me anymore. But it was just stuff that as we were packing for the move, I'm like, we're not going to use this anymore. So it's been a box that literally, oh, that sun. Wow. No, this is not helpful. Nope. Lost my train of thought. Stuff that we planned to get rid of, and then we just moved the box because none of us got to Goodwill. So I finally took that to Goodwill, and now I'm at Target because I need milk, and there was no good breakfast bread option for my husband, and my husband has to have his breakfast bread. So we're going to run in, we're going to get those things, and then I think finally we're going to go home. Wouldn't you know it, all that excitement about Costco, and I forgot to get the stupid nuts that I went in for. I went for egg whites and breakfast bread, which I couldn't find, and I forgot about the pretty delicious nuts. I'm so mad. So there's that. But I thought I would do a quick haul. The first thing I bought, I went to, I almost said Home Goods. I did not go to Home Goods. I went to Costco and then I went to Target to get a couple of things. And of course, in both places, I walked out with exponentially more than I intended to. I went to Costco for 2 things, walked out with several. Went into Target for 2 things, walked out with several. So here we are. In no particular order. We're going to try to do this in order. At Costco, my husband's favorite non-alcoholic beer, which is by the Athletic Brewing Company, was actually there. And it had a dual IPA. The one he really likes is the blue one. I don't remember their names, but he likes the blue IPA and buys that regularly. We are very quickly evolving into a non-alcoholic household for no reason other than we both don't love the way alcohol makes us feel as we get older. And so I drink alcohol like once in a blue moon, but for fat loss purposes, for health purposes, for all of those purposes, I'm distracted by the really pretty dog outside. Our neighbor's dog is beautiful and he reigns supreme over his yard and he's just adorable. Anyway, long story short, we like the option of having beverages of the alcoholic nature, but don't necessarily love the alcohol. So we are prime candidates for the ever quickly growing non-alcoholic beverage movement. But my husband does love beer. He's always loved beer, especially IPAs. And so the fact that Athletic makes IPAs that he enjoys is really, really good because he can drink them whenever he wants with no repercussions whatsoever. So they had that for a really reasonable price. It was like a 24 pack or something. And then I get to Target and they have the Athletic brand Holiday beer. So I bought him that too. So his beverage fridge downstairs is fully stocked with all the non-alcoholic beer goodness that Athletic has to offer without ordering on their website. So there's that. Bought those at, like I said, the big set at Costco, the holiday set at Target. And then at Costco, the reason I went, literally the sole reason I went, I was going to go to Sam's and then I decided to go to Costco because it might be more fun. I got egg whites. That's why I went. Everything else, and the breakfast bread, which I couldn't find. So everything else that I purchased was a bonus, right? So I got another box of these. We're not finished with the first one, but these were on sale and I don't want them to disappear on me. So the fact that they were $3.50 off, I was like, we're just going to buy another one. They last forever, best by August. So like I can just keep on eating them when I want to eat them, right? I got myself some wild caught smoked salmon. Love the wild caught smoked salmon. Got blueberries. And then I got, well, I can't decide which order to do it in. I finally picked up the Goodles packet. It has 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got 8 containers of Goodles, 4 of each kind. Y'all know I love Goodles. I love Goodles because it's boxed macaroni and cheese, but per serving, 7 grams fiber, 14 grams protein. I'm sorry, but you tell me that I have a boxed macaroni and cheese that tastes amazing. It tastes so good. The ones that are supposed to be like their Velveeta shells and cheese options, like with the gooey cheese, also absolutely excellent. But Costco doesn't sell those. And so this is a really good bang for your buck because this is like, what, $3.50 or $4 a piece? For 16, that'd be like $32, and it's not $32. So I can't remember. I think it's like $18, $15 or $18 for this. Anyway, it's good to have on hand, and since I have room in the pantry, got it on hand. This felt like overkill. It really did. It is overkill, let's be honest. I got this gigantic 64-ounce container of craisins. Why? Simply because it is cranberry bliss bar season. And even though I don't plan on making them for a few weeks yet, I know I'm going to make them. And I know I'm probably going to make them more than once, especially during the winter season. It doesn't even have to be Christmas. I love to do it at Christmas, but I'll do it all winter long because it's so delicious. And the homemade version is so good. So good. But I looked up, because I was like, this is absolutely overkill in terms of quantity, right? Well, first of all, they don't expire until August of 2026, so we're good there. But I looked up the price comparison at like Target or something, and there's no contest. This giant container was $9.99. I can get a container that's like a third of the size for $7.69. No contest. So I bought them. we'll figure out other things to do with them. Throw them in salads, do a cranberry orange muffins. Oh, my husband would love that, actually. There's plenty of options, right? And then the two completely random and only kind of unnecessary, but felt really unnecessary, but also essential products. I found pimple patches, which I needed one of these the other day for this mark that's on my face. It might be gone now. I can't tell. But I had one of those like pimples that you can tell like were deep down. You couldn't really pop it easily. Like it was just, I needed a pimple patch. And somewhere in the move, I can't find my one little sheet of pimple patches that I had left. These are the exact pimple patches I use. I love them. And there's 2 billion in here, 84 patches. Since my skin has decided to dry out and cause me dry skin problems, I have had a lot less acne issues, which is a blessing because I've had adult acne until I was what, like 35, 36? What am I going to be? 39? Maybe even like 37, 38. Like adult acne was a problem for me, and it still is occasionally, but not like it used to be. So this will actually solve my problem, and it'll last me a really long time. And then at Costco, I also got this hand cream, the Dianus goat milk hand cream. The only reason I purchased this is A, it was on sale for $4 off, and I recently found a sample size of this brand that I had in like some box somewhere, and I used it, and I was like, oh wow, this is really nice hand cream. I made a mental note of that. That was probably a week or two ago. I had been seeing this around in Costco, and every time I passed it up. And then the scent options, sugarberry, toasted vanilla, chai, crisp pear, like great for the holidays, great for gifting, right? Done. 3 gifts done. But the other day the temperature plummeted over the weekend, and we woke up yesterday to a day that was like a high of 31, but the feels like temperature because of the wind was 8. And I could feel the moisture suck out of my skin. And I washed my hands downstairs with, my husband had shower gel down there because we hadn't put a soap down there yet. So I used the shower gel to wash my hands after I used the bathroom, and my hands felt so dry. And I'm not somebody who like chronically needs to use hand lotion. My husband loves to use hand lotion constantly throughout the day. And it made me go, oh my gosh, I need lotion. I need lotion stat. I feel so dry, so tight, so whatever. And so when I saw this, I was like, this is the perfect opportunity to buy these, and because I don't have just like random hand creams lying around. So I got those. And then from the other place I went, Target, I got some more pico because we have, like I said, Chipotle for days, but I don't know how much pico we have left. I got my husband his breakfast bread. He loves the lemon blueberry, so whenever it's there, I buy that. I couldn't pass these up. Cranberry bagels. Yes, don't mind if I do. Just because it's a fun flavor. And then to go with it, I would usually use butter, but to save myself some calories and add just a few more grams of protein, I opted for honey pecan cream cheese. I have no idea if this is going to be any good, but we're going to try it. And then I got Tazo tea was on sale, and at small group now, one of the highlights of the evening for people is I boil water, and I have a whole drawer over there that is tea that they get to choose from. And so every week, several people are like, oh, let's have our tea. And so I have to keep the tea drawer well stocked. Passion tea, classic, delicious, amazing. So I have to add that to my container. And then the reason I went to Target, milk. And then they happen to have my husband's favorite ice cream, which is the frozen yogurt favorite day cookie dough. Reasonably priced, reasonable macros, things of that nature. So that's what I got. I'm home now, finally. It is 2:06. I left at 8:50 this morning. It has been a very, very long day.
Good morning. It is Wednesday now. I just got out of bed and I'm waiting for the coffee to brew. We usually set up the coffee. I actually need your opinion on this. So we set up the coffee the night before, right? But since we've gotten the new reverse osmosis system, one of the things that we learned again about the reverse osmosis is that because everything is removed from it, there is a tendency for it to start to leach things from whatever you put it in, simply because it is they're empty molecules that now need something, right? Water is the universal solvent, whatever. So my husband, much more than me, is worried about if we leave the water. Gracie, no. Come here. There are roofers outside. A couple houses down. Come here. Come up here. And so I woke up and I heard banging, and I thought it was my husband drumming on something, and I went and found him. He's like, no, I'm not drumming on anything. Good morning. morning, Angel. Thank you. I love when my eyeball gets licked. Anyway, his concern is that if we leave the RO water, reverse osmosis water, okay, thank you, that's enough, in the coffee maker overnight, that it'll start to leach plastics from the coffee pot. Do you know if this is true? In your experience, if you have an RO system and you leave your coffee overnight, do you know this to be true? Because what I've been doing is set up the coffee is I fill up our glass carafe with water and I stick it where it belongs and I change the coffee. So in the morning, whoever gets down here first has to pour it in and hit go-go, right? The problem is the reason I like to pre-do my coffee is so it's ready by the time I get down here. So if my husband is not the first one downstairs, which today he was not, I have to not only make the coffee, but now I gotta wait 15 minutes for it to be ready. And I'm like, this is not my jam. Don't love it. So there's that. Let me know your thoughts on that. But yesterday we actually watched Mr. Peanut again. Peanut is Gracie's little weenie dog friend, and he belongs to members of our small group. And when the wife is out of town, we will sometimes babysit, like daycare style, right? So Peanut's dad will drop him off in the morning, and then in the evening after work he will come back and he will pick him up, just so he doesn't have to be stuck in a cage all day and things like that. So we usually, when Peanut's here, we change things around enough so we don't let him on any level other than the main level, because unlike Gracie, Peanut sheds and my husband doesn't want the allergens everywhere, so we keep him confined to the main floor. And he's a sweet puppy. He has no sense of self-preservation, won't get out of your way if you're walking towards him, things like that, but he is a sweet boy. And so it was kind of an easier morning and whatnot. And I worked out in the gym, and we went to small group last night, and they sang happy birthday to me because my birthday's on Friday, which was so sweet. Our small group leader is very, very good at remembering everybody's birthday and having a dessert celebration for the Tuesday before their birthday. It's very sweet. I forgot about it. When I got there, she's like, oh, I have a pumpkin thing or whatever. And we brought dessert. Gracie, no, come. It's going to be a very long day if this is all you do. When you know they know what you're saying and they choose to disobey you. I know you understand me. You're a smart dog. You just choose to be a pain in the neck. Yes, you do. Nope, you're going to stay here. Anyway, we brought dessert, so I completely forgot that was happening, but that's all good. Oh, and then last night, I tried to video it on my phone. I got to watch my Dancing with the Stars, which was lovely. Robert is killing it as always. I am team Robert Irwin all the way. And, but then I remember seeing that the Aurora Borealis, also known as the Northern Lights, were supposed to be putting on a spectacular show last night. And boy, were they. We went out on our patio and I looked up in the sky, and the pictures you see, let's be clear, the pictures you see people posting of Aurora Borealis are not what it looked like in person. The camera lenses are very good at making the colors more vibrant. So here are my pictures of what I saw outside on my patio last night. But I tried to take a video so you could kind of understand. It's not that it wasn't absolutely incredible and spectacular. It's just not as vibrant. But we saw amongst the dark canvas of the sky, the greens and the red pink streak. And it was just, I've never seen anything like it before. We saw the Aurora Borealis once, and it was just little white wispies out in our backyard. So anyway, it was a great day yesterday. I just didn't vlog any of it. Today is a normal Wednesday. I have a healthy meeting to run. I have to read the Bible. I have to have some coffee. I have rehearsal at church tonight because I'm singing this Sunday. And that's about it. So welcome to my Wednesday. And I'm going to be spending the day making sure this one doesn't bark at the roofers. So that's going to be fun for me. Proof that I have been in the gym today. I keep the sweater down here. I usually just come down in a sports bra and throw this sweater on because why the heck not? And, but it is almost 5 o'clock and I just felt the need to prove that I have been in the gym. I worked out for about 45 minutes. I got like 1.45 miles in. The sun is starting to go down, which is very sad. And now I have to go take a shower and get ready to go to rehearsal. So that's where we're at on this day. Sidebar, one thing I am actively working on. I know it's obnoxious. Maybe some of you didn't notice. Probably most of you did. I'm working on the new place to view, to keep my eyes on this new camera. The tendency is for me to look down at the screen, which is right here, because I can see myself and see how it's going. I'm working on it. Give me time. Be patient with me. All right, y'all. I just got home from rehearsal, and boy, what a rehearsal. Our fearless leader is getting pretty good at putting, like, I don't know if he's doing this on purpose or not, but specific teams together. And the last time I was on a few weeks ago, I was with him and his wife and me, and the harmonies just slayed. Okay. And then this team was put together for a while. They must have had somebody drop out. Cause I got put on for this coming weekend, like last week. And we usually plan a couple months in advance. Like I know that I'm on December 21st. That's how far in advance we plan. And so I got put on randomly and I was like, yeah, okay, why not? And I saw that it was once again our leader and his wife and me. And I looked at the set list and I was like, I'm here for the high harmonies. And just being able to rehearse with people who are good. Like everybody on this worship team is so talented, and we have a rotating group of people. And bizarrely, this is fresh in my mind because the drummer comes up to me. He's like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Haven't been on with you in a while. And he starts talking to me. And like the first thing out of his mouth was, it is so cool that we have so many talented people on this worship team. And I'm like, you know what? You are right. It is amazing that there are a lot of them. Like, obviously, our fearless leader is employed by the church, but most of them, I believe, are members and Christians. They have to be Christians. They have to be believers in order to be on the worship team. And they attend Wooddale. And they're all, the teams are spectacular. All ages, shapes, sizes, spectacular talent. Down the drummer, the bassist, the guitars, the keyboards, the sound people. The sound people are often contracted, but you know what I mean. So much talent at this church of mine. And it is so cool to be able to just go midweek. We're rehearsing for a Sunday, but I just get to stand there for an hour and a half and sing praise to God and worship God with amazing band and singers. And it is just, it's spectacular. It really, really is. So I always come home hyped up because music is like my first love, right? So I get all hyped up. And then I sat and I actually talked with the other member of our team, our leader's wife, for a while. And like, we know each other in passing. We say, hey, we're civil to each other. But she sat down and asked me, like, yeah, what do you do? And whatever. And so I talked about you guys. I talked about YouTube. And she also has some online content, but she's a fitness instructor. And she has some stuff online, but most of her clients she knows in person, but she does them online. Anyway, we talked about internet presence and creating content and the line between having to figure things out algorithmically versus not caring, and presenting yourself and putting yourself out there when, like, for her brand is her clients. For me, my brand is me, right? And what does that mean for me as a brand to be able to be somebody to you guys, but also not let it go to my head? Also not care about the numbers. Also make sure that spiritually and mentally my head is where it's supposed to be, even though I put myself out online, right? And it was just a great conversation with another believer who's in a similar situation to me, not nearly identical. She's pregnant with her fourth child. So not at all like similar life situations, but this, I'm going to have to do like a whole video on this, but she talked about her definition of fitness, and her focus is on how her focus is on body recomposition, right? She's not a weight loss coach. She's body recomposition. She does mostly fitness training with nutrition guidance in there for the sake of body recomposition, right?
But she talked about, she goes, I have a very different definition of fitness compared to what the fitness influencers do. And I said, what is your definition of fitness? And she says, I believe that fitness is being in the proper shape your body needs to be in to do what God has called you to do. And I was just like, girlfriend, yes, I love that. I love that. And so we chatted and it was lovely. And now I'm home. So it's always a good night when I get to go to church and sing with amazingly talented people and worship God at the same time. There's just nothing better. Why, hello friends. Happy Thursday. Happy last day of me being 38 years old. Now, today it is 4:08 p.m. I just finished working out. I have worked out every day this week, I think. Which is saying something. Have they all been fabulous? No. Am I now realizing I didn't actually? Yes, I do know exactly my mileage. I'm going to finish my 3rd Harry Potter race with the workout I did today. Fantastic. Now it is time for a little bit of beauty treatment. Primarily, I need to dye my eyebrows. And you guys know by now, I love using the Just for Men beard dye. I use the shade dark brown, and I use it to dye my eyebrows. But the other thing I do is I use it to dye this fantastic gray streak as well. So I will make the dye, put it on my eyebrows, and then I will take the brush and use the extra to emphasize this part here, but then also I'll just run whatever extras in, whatever's available, just through my hair, let it all sit and process, wash it out, and boom, gray streak mostly, if not entirely, gone. Much cheaper hair maintenance than going to the salon every 8 weeks, right? Here's the middle. Here's the process. See, I've got my gray streak covered. I've got my eyebrows ridiculously dark, but I promise it washes off and it looks fantastic and natural. And it saves me $29 because that's how much it would cost to get them tinted at the brow bar. $29 for one, $12.99 for 6, 7, 8. The math, no contest. I am completely aware that this might make me sound like a crazy person. Okay, completely aware of it. But I had a thought about the way humans move their bodies, and more accurately, the way me, a disabled body with CMT, who often defaults to methods of movement that require less energy versus the normal human body. And here is what I have thought about, okay? When one moves their body in any which way, how much actual active muscle engagement is being used within that movement versus using as little energy as possible to fling your body around? For example, when your arms swing as you walk, right? Is there actually, like, when you swing back, do normal musculature bodies like engage their back muscles on the pull back, or are you just engaged in flinging? Right? Or the same with walking. As you walk, do you engage your quad muscle? When you push off, do you engage your gluteus maximus muscle? Or are you just kind of flinging your limbs in order to get from point A to point B? The reason I've been thinking about this is I know that with my musculature or lack thereof, it definitely dings my metabolism due to the lack of muscle mass on my body. And part of it is because there is less muscle mass, but I couldn't help but wonder if part of it was because I don't engage the muscles actively as I move. Unless I have to. Like, there's some muscles, if I'm doing this, something is engaging. Right? The muscle with the path of least resistance. My shoulders are pretty strong, so my shoulders are the thing doing the thing, as opposed to like my back muscles like actively pulling. But there's a difference between like actively engaging and it happens to just be like a small movement, right? It's like a 20% activation versus like an 80% activation. Do I sound completely insane? Is it possible that due to my desire to naturally conserve energy, I fling more than I activate? Could being intentional about activation within every single movement be a means to increase my metabolism simply because I'm actively engaging my muscles more instead of passively letting them fling everywhere? These are the kind of things that randomly hit me as I'm in motion from point A to point B. And I don't know. I don't know, but that's what crossed my mind today. So there's some food for thought for you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I might just be crazy. It's fine. One thing I do want to share with y'all before I close out this vlog. Do you see this lovely little thing right here? This is the Peach and Lily Glass Skin Ginseng Collagen Mask. It says there is 1 bottle of serum in every mask. Is that true? I have no freaking idea. It's one of those masks that's very gelatinous feeling, and it's like, I kind of look like, I didn't take a picture. I mean, well, I look like the person on the front of the package, quite honestly. Anyway, I got this in PR. I have somehow ended up on Peach and Lily's PR list. So every once in a while I get an email that's like, do you want us to send you this thing? And of course I always say yes, because Peach and Lily is some pretty high-end skincare. And there hasn't really been a product that I haven't enjoyed. So I said yes, and I got sent like 3 or 4 of these masks, okay? So I used one today in preparation for my birthday. I like got in the shower, I did like a full body exfoliation. I shaved my legs because I'm going for a nice high-end pedicure tomorrow, and I want the massage to be top-notch, all those things. And then I decided to do one of these things. And so I did it. And I had it on for, it says you can leave it on for like up to 3 hours. Leave on 30 minutes to treat skin, leave on 3 hours or until mask becomes clear for power treatment, or leave on overnight for glass skin. Next day glass skin. I had this on for I think 45 minutes, okay? I'm not kidding you when I say after I took it off, I walked into my husband's office to ask him a question, and he literally stopped and looked at me like this. I was like, what? He goes, your face. I'm like, what about my face? He goes, it looks different. I'm like, how does it look different? I'm going to need a little bit more. He goes, I don't know. It just looks like tighter and brighter or something. And I was like, well, I literally took my mask off 60 seconds ago. And he goes, it works. I noticed a difference. My husband doesn't notice when I get my eyebrows done or my hair cut unless I do something dramatic. And I walked into his office and it was immediate. Noticed my skin. So take that for what it's worth, because I'm really glad now that I have a couple more of these, because evidently they do a pretty good job. Next time I will probably put it on like before I get in the bathtub. I still have to use our big old bathtub for the first time. So I'm thinking that I'll go put this on and try and leave this on for an hour or 2 on the evening. I don't have anything to do, just to see the glass skin effect. But in case you were curious about this, you heard it from my husband's mouth that it made a difference on my skin. Anyway, with that, I am going to end this vlog here, and I'm going to give myself a pat on the back because I never end my vlogs with like a, hey, I'm going to sign off here. So I'm going to do it. Happy day to me. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. I will see you in my next video. I've been brainstorming away, and I do plan on vlogging something tomorrow for my birthday. So thank you so much for being here. If you made it to the end, gold star for you. Take care, and I will see you again real soon. Bye.